All right. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting fast at this. All right, we got the Sony up. I'm super zoomed in. What's going on, guys? Oh wow. Eric, Enrique, what's up, bros? What's up, guys? How are you, man? Hope you guys are having a good night. You guys must have like the notifications on or something. I'm glad you guys are hanging out. Doing a little bit of work, honestly, tonight. Well, I always work, but this one I figure why not take you guys through a regular work shift going on. Tell you a couple of things. I feel like I've been having horrible luck when it comes to shipping recently. Goofy, bro, what's up, man? Damn. Enrique playing some Children of Adam. That's cool. Damn, still, man? Well, I mean, honestly, bro, we tried that at games thing. I'm surprised, dude. I can't believe that headache you're having, man. I hope at games resolves that, dude. Honestly, I really hope it does. Let me just see this actually. Does this work? Hold on. I never used this. I have it locked, but I never used it. It is. Cool. It's like a chapter out of Be Kong. I was playing around today because whoever joined me yesterday, I know Keith was here. We were playing some old school Counter-Strike, and I had to organize my my audio, because very soon you guys are gonna see a lot of hyperspin stuff coming up because of the little video I posted today. So I'm excited for that. This is cool. I never really used this. I could basically select adding a pie or something. Who knows? What are you playing on now, Enrique? Are you playing on that that PlayStation Mini thing? Oh, cool. I could deselect. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, dude, I said I've been this week is just when I'm telling you like packages and shit. This week is just nuts. I got a customer. I kind of already started. I was like, you know what? Might as well hang out because I definitely feel like it's gonna be a hangout type of night. Got a customer that sent me a deposit for a Touch Edition PC. I should really log into my eBay. I bought a PC on eBay. It came in the mail today. Took a week to get it. It arrives. It's dinged up. Like I was like, I can't resell this. I'll show it to you on from my phone. And then powered it on, and then found out that it's not even a touch screen all-in-one PC. So I already started the refund return process on that. That just annoys the shit out of me. Oh right, you have the modded arcade one up. I thought you sold that. Well, you sold another one. I saw like your story. I don't know. I don't pay attention too much like that, but that is my luck so far. So I literally got. I'm so pissed about it. Do I even have the pictures? I do. Yeah. Look. So if I go to full screen, I'm like zoomed in on my face right now, but let's see how this looks. So I have this. I put it back in the box. The bottom, like where this chrome is right here, this silver, it's like as if somebody took like a screwdriver and tried to pop it out. And it's all like wobbly. It's god awful. Like, I can't sell that. And it's like a certified, look, even the ding on the corner, look at this. I can't sell that. And then not to mention, I noticed that when the screen went dark, it had like, what was it, like 4 or 5 purple pixels, and it looked like somebody stepped on the screen. How can I see this like chat thing? I got so pissed. Like this is not my my week. Let me see how I can find this right now. Because I started something. Doo-doo. Let's see. See return details. I was just so furious. And the worst part was I opened it. Yeah, look, here we go. This is on eBay. This is the message on eBay. Let's see if you can see this. You guys can you see it? No, you actually, let me just screenshot it. I never seen it. The screen went black. That looks like somebody's boot. You see that print? Like, what pattern is that? So anytime the screen went dark or black, it was like, I was like, I can't sell this. This is stupid. I was like, the worst part was that it didn't even have the touch screen. That shit annoyed the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck? And I paid a lot for that. And it was refurbished. It's a refurbished Elite 1. That's definitely a footprint. And not to mention the way it was delivered, or I should say packaged, awful. But I even have like bots. How do I have a bot here? Numak. Like, what is that? What satisfaction do you get out of sending that? That's what you did. Right? You saw the final fight. That's what I saw. I saw you saw the final fight. I know this is. I should just unzoom myself, but dude, I was like, that's a footprint. I was like, I can't sell this. The worst part, I turned it on, I plugged it in, it booted up fast because it's an i7. Let me see if I could get the details on it. HP Elite 1 800G2. Again, I now, like, I even changed. I used to have the price on my website of a Touch Edition, but it was the price when I first made my Touch Edition, where I was able to get like a dirt cheap Elite 1, and I took it right off because I can't find them cheap. And it's this asshole right here. It's close to this, but mine is an i7 G223. Let's see if we can find it. Well, I should just probably go to this. I bought it from this guy. Let's see if we could do, I mean, I'm not going to call out any sellers, but I'm pretty sure he'll do right. It's just, that shit pissed me off. I'm going to show you the ad. I should be able to I should probably email it to myself. Mine's an i7. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's an i5. Mine is this one right here. It's an i5. I'm sorry, that's my mistake. It's an i5. FedEx and UPS hate me. I don't let them leave until after I open the box. I'm surprised you're able to get them to do that, Goofy. You could really get... I can't get them to do that. Unless you get to, maybe for the sign off, if you have to give them the sign. I only do that if I ever have like a freight delivery. I could do that. I'm thinking of either getting another... This is cool. I'm going to give a shout out to B for this thing. I'm not using his SteamYards or whatever though. I'm using a free alternative and it's working. Another arcade but not sure what I want yet. Do you have a mod? Yeah, you have the PlayStation Classic. I know you have a crap load of those and you sell those, so that's cool. But oh, you guys can't even see my screen. Derp. Hold on. There it is. This is the one I bought. I bought this one. So it's got an i5, 16 gigs of RAM, and it had a 512 SSD drive in it. So for a touchscreen PC, that's like amazing. That's smart, Goofy. You're doing it smart. I see this. Look at this. I always get the signature. I'm guessing though. No, I can't say that because Amazon is not UPS or anything like that. You're gonna have to tell me a secret if you know a secret about eBay, because on the next order with this guy, I'm gonna have to request it. That's just. It wasn't like it was packaged in bubble wrap. And the first red flag was that there was a keyboard and mouse box. Okay, so here's the ad, right? You tell me. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get it done. But number one, this isn't the one I got in the mail. It doesn't look like this. It doesn't have the HP logo on the bottom, so that's like one thing I'm gonna dispute. We'll look at the ad here. 23-inch. It's an all-in-one. So usually all-in-ones are touchscreen. Like they're almost always touchscreen. Like when you hear the word all-in-one, it's automatic touchscreen. Again, 16 gigs of RAM, 512. It booted fast. He did like a fresh Windows install. But I knew something was wrong when I was trying to tap the screen and nothing was working. And I was like, why isn't the touchscreen work? So this is the description. It's basically your basic copy and paste description. Nothing major. The one thing is that there's nothing that says that it's not a touchscreen. And there's nothing that says that it is a touchscreen. So I was so upset. He gave me a keyboard and mouse. It's here. There's a keyboard and mouse here. That's it. That's all I feed off of. And I'm like, I opened it, dings, and I was like, what the But now I look at his seller store and he has one here. Where is it? He had one. He had an HP Elite, and on the ad here it said touchscreen. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I mean, me personally, anytime you say the word all-in-one, it's automatically a touchscreen. He doesn't even have any. So I said I got a customer. I believe it was supposed to. I ordered it last week. It was like no movement for like 2 days. I was like, "Where's my? Are you?" I was like, "I'm on top of shit." I'm like, "Did you send it yet?" Next day he goes, "Oh, we're I think he said we're finding it, like in the back." Like, okay, great. That makes me feel great. Barry, what's up, bro? I am not getting the Steam Deck. I'm not. I personally, if I was gonna get one of those handhelds, I would get one of those. I think it's the Aya Neos. I would spend the extra money on that. That's awesome. Did you pre-order it? I know somebody in like our Facebook group was pre-ordering, and then they had a couple of things where like I think somebody said they got their reservation pushed back. I do like the price point on a Steam Deck, to be honest with you. I think it's like 3 tiers, and the cheapest one is like $400. I think that's a solid deal. But me personally, I won't. Only because I could just already. I mean, I'm pretty sure it will do emulation, but to an extent, I'm not too sure. This has dual monitors. Like he had one ad here. It had this Elite one, and then underneath it, it had touchscreen, and now it's gone. Somebody must have bought it. After Q2. All right, that's not too bad. I mean, that's not too long a wait. But I already could tell, like, people probably already got it in their hands, and they're probably scalping it on, like, eBay. But there's, like, a couple people on YouTube I follow that there's one guy that's, like, on top of it. I don't know if ETA Prime got his hands on one. I wouldn't be surprised. That dude has everything. I want to be on ETA Prime's level, where companies are just sending him shit. Got a new one. Quiston, what's up? Here in Australia, they have plenty of all-in-ones without touchscreen. Really? Barry said I still can't find a PS5. Oh, we got Goofy 2 on a Q2. That's cool. Like I said, I hope you guys get it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm pretty sure. I mean, even I think I was watching like Linus Tech Tips. I think he was talking about it, and just I think he's like a nitpicky kind of guy. So I'm very sure the basics of it will work. But like I said, when I was looking for mine while you guys had me in my face like big screen and you couldn't see my computer. He had an ad and it said touchscreen. I'm like, oh. So we're gonna later on look at this touchscreen thing because now I gotta find one that's a touchscreen. I'm gonna ask him if he has one, but I have a huge feeling it's gonna drastically change the price. And if it changes the price, I already messaged my customer and I said, listen, I'm giving you a heads up. I might have to give you back your deposit. I don't want to do that, but number one right now is I got a computer that number one was damaged. And that's the worst part with the refurbished stuff on eBay. I've never gotten anything like that bad. But shit, I'm like pissed about that. I was even like, oh, maybe I could like hot glue it down and like I was like, wait, the screen's not even touchscreen. Like, why am I gonna waste my time? It's not a touchscreen. That's the whole point of the Touch Edition. So we're gonna be looking at that later on. I've been talking so long. We're not even on. The one thing is, whoever joined me yesterday knows the details of this. So I'll give you guys a quick recap. And basically, I had a customer message me. He's local. His name is Josh. He's in the Facebook groups. We do actually. He actually ran up to me on a arcade auction by us in Long Island. This dude like walked up to me, like gave me the biggest pound. He's like, "Yo, Vic, what's up?" And I was like, "Do I know you?" He's like, "You're Vic VP, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, I'm Joshua. I'm from the Facebook group." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I've seen Joshua's name. I was like, "Oh." So then we became friends. He just hit me with this again. Whoever wasn't here yesterday, he got in his possession a Global VR Ultra Pin. Never heard of it, never seen it. He sent me pictures of it. Barry, you might. I know it. I know what you're saying, that it's too much money. There's another handheld, and I'm drawing a blank on it. It was like handheld, like, but the specs on it you can't deny. The specs on that Aya is beautiful. It's amazing specs. So I said this guy Joshua got his hands on this Ultra Pin by Global VR, and he was messaging me. He goes, "Oh Vic, I wanna fix it up." Here it is. His daughter playing it. I've never seen it. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" Let's see. Again, if you weren't here on the stream yesterday. It's a cute unit. It's actually, at least it's a good size. I just don't like that the body of the cabinet, it's just like the proportions are weird. So the cabinet height is correct, but the length is like shortened. And I don't know, that's like the one thing that's throwing me off, is like the length of it is short. So he basically started modding it. He took out this back box. Like, this back box is weird looking. It's got I don't know if this is a real, yeah, it had a mini screen here. This is like a static image here, so it's like a painted picture. He removed everything here, and he has a back glass. I don't know what size screen he's putting. And he also has a bunch of monitors lying around in his house. He's like, "Oh, I could give you," he's like, "I have monitors, I just want to upgrade it." You can see it here, actually. Let's see. You could see, you could see the back box. He modded it already. So there is already a TV screen there. It looks nothing like stock. So he already started it. And he goes, "Hey, Vic, he's like, I just want it to work. Like, I want to play virtual pinball. Can you fix the machine?" I said, "Well, there's two things that you really have to ask yourself." I'm like, "Do you want me to fix what it currently is right now, or do we want to upgrade it?" And he hit me with like, "I really don't want to spend too much money on it." So I was like, "All right, I don't really know what you want to do." But now, basically, before I started streaming, I started doing a breakdown on what it would cost if we got the entire thing and upgrade it. So the big thing I tell him, I said, "Listen, let's do a 4K display." He told me that he believes it's a 32-inch monitor that's in here. So I'm going off of what he said when he said 32 inch. I'm definitely gonna have to bring it home with me. This is gonna be I don't want to say the word big job, but it's your standard gut job. So this is gonna be a job. So I don't know what dimensions are. It looks like there's some space on the sides here, but again, until I actually have it in my hands and I could gut it, we won't know. So he said he believes it's a 32 inch that's in it. So I basically started looking. We have two options we could do, and if you saw my Nintendo Switch video, your 32 inch TVs either come in 720p, two of them are 1080p, or it looks like there's only two TVs that are 4K in 32 inch. And this is it. It's a Samsung QLED, which I wanted to make my pin. I was going to upgrade it to a QLED, but let me get a couple of sales in, then I'll upgrade it. So we got a QLED for $450. The only downside to this is that it's 60 hertz. Not a downside, it's 60 hertz. It's like my 50 inch. 60 hertz. The plus side is that it's QLED, so the blacks are going to be amazing on this TV compared to my regular Samsungs. So we got $450 for that. Or I went to Micro Center and I found the cheapest 32 inch 4K that at least did 144 hertz, and you're at $1,000. So again, keep in mind this customer said, Vic, I don't want to spend too much. So you're talking $450 for a TV versus $1,000, not including tax. So I was starting out with that. Yesterday we were looking at a couple PCs. The cheapest one I found, which is a pretty nice spec'd one. This is the cheapest. I was surprised with it. It's an HP Pavilion i7 1660 Super, 16 gigs of RAM. The only thing me personally is that I would most likely be swapping out the hard drives. I'm the type where, especially with the V-Pins, I only do one drive. It is the C drive, and I usually do 1 terabyte SSD. So figure like another $150 to $200 for an SSD, but I didn't really count it. I personally don't like my pinball files on, like this setup right here is C drive is the boot, and then a D drive is the 1 terabyte, and I keep everything on the SSD, and I don't mix. Like I don't have VPX on the C drive and I have Popper on the D drive. I don't do that. So this is the cheapest PC I was able to find. Then like basics, you got the toys, you need the LED Wiz, the 16 channel Sane Smart. And like I said, so the basic idea, again, if people weren't watching yesterday, I'm trying to get him to do this because it'll make good content for a video. And I would say the word, I would give him a hookup. And I'm honestly going to be adding like an option on my website to basically give people, it's like I have ideas. It's just I need somebody that is willing to actually take the unit once I'm done with it. So like in that case, I would say, hey, listen, you have dibs on the artwork. I'll sell it to you at a discount, but you have to guarantee, or like I would take a deposit so that you would take it. I'll explain more and elaborate on it. So this again, I said to myself with Josh, I said, you know what, you want to go, I don't want to use the word cheap, but we're going to just go with it. You want to go cheap, keep it low cost. I said, I never tried the solenoid car starters on a V-Pin. And I believe, I'm very sure, seeing how like Extreme Arcades, this red iconic car starter is everywhere. So I said to myself, I was like, you know what, maybe, you know, like I said, that's the objective with the idea of giving people a chance or a discount. I never did a car starter build. For me to attempt it, I would want somebody to say, hey Vic, I want a V-Pin. We could go and try this car starter idea for a discount. So that's part of the idea. So this is $20 for a car starter. It's a 12 volt. Again, I've never personally heard. It's different watching videos than actually physically hearing and feeling a solenoid. So it's $20. They did have cheaper ones, but I don't want to go too cheap. I think $20 is like a sweet spot. Then I went on eBay and I was looking at the Siemens contactors. I believe that's how you pronounce the word, the company. Siemens, right? Like how would you pronounce this company? Siemens? Maybe I've been saying wrong in my videos the whole time. I don't care. I loaded up this, and basically this is the solenoid I have in my pin. And this is the solenoid I suggest across the board because it thumps, it's loud, it's beautiful, but it is $45 per solenoid. I didn't pay that on my pin. I get so many emails, people like, Vic, you posted the model number, and definitely like people got a wind of it and they upped the price. And I was like, I doubt these like companies are following my videos and saying, oh, this guy suggested it. But it looks like it all comes from China. But the other thing is, honestly, these solenoids are old. They're mostly used. You will find these open box used. Mine were used. So these are the ones that I suggest. Then I have in my video the ones, I have 3 of them in mine of contactors that I do not suggest, which end in like the L433. I was basically looking before, again, I was streaming, and I found, surprisingly, look at this that I found. This again is a contactor that I didn't suggest, but I do have this contactor in George's V-pin. Is the 1BB41. $26 per solenoid. That's a 24 volt solenoid contactor, and he has more than 10, and he accepts offers. So me, I would say I would definitely shoot and say, listen, I need 10 of them. I'll give you $20. That's something where like the customer will get lucky, but now I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because I didn't do a car starter. But I would want the best. I mean, if I could buy a Lamborghini for $100 versus buying a Camry for $100, I'll go with the Lambo. So I seen that. I guess I pronounced it right. Thanks, Gooby. So like I said, this though is a gamble to save $5, but I personally would spend the extra $5. I've heard these do thump, just not as loud as my original ones, but they do thump. Strobes, beacons, I have like this whole Excel sheet. This is like how I have a bunch. You can even see at the bottom, uprights, bar tops, what it costs. I was looking at the exciters for the surround sound feedback. What else was I looking at? Oh, I think the most difficult thing is going to be the KLZ board. Whoever's trying to build a V-pin right now, apparently, again, on the Facebook groups, KLZ boards are insanely difficult to find right now. But doing some research, I found this on NXP. You got a KL25Z, that's the one that we need. So if I go to buy options, this company has 2 in stock. So if you're watching and you want a V-pin, buy this. It's $15, apparently. And they got 2 of them in stock. So I'm not going to buy it until I get a deposit. I should probably buy it to keep in the back end, but I don't do that. I don't move until I get a deposit. So whoever's looking for a KLZ and you're watching the stream, I suggest you jump on this. And if you're scalp it, you might as well scalp it because people are dying for KLZ boards right now. In the end, if we did the 32-inch with the QLED, you're looking at around $2,500. But this number right here that I have, I'll be honest, I'm missing minor stuff like a box wire, spade connectors, what's the word? The blocks, the ground blocks. So, you know, I would say to him, listen, it's $2,700 in parts alone, and that includes artwork. I would say, listen, it's $2,700 parts alone. I would probably tell him, listen, I would do the deal for about $3,500. I'll pick it up, I'll take it. He's lucky because his pin, he's got a lot of stuff in this pin. Luckily, he has pinball legs. It looks like glass. He has actual glass. Like that's. I would love to just de-skin this though. I would love to take it out. I mean, I don't know what this looks like. A real plunger. I mean, he's saved a lot. It's got a coin door. I would be amazed if that coin door is a real coin door with like the 4 switches. I would be amazed on it. The cheap ones thump harder. Which ones, Goofy? You talking about the Siemens or the car solenoids? Because again, I have a video on my pin. I have those 2 solenoids that I showed. The 1AB and the 1BB4. And the 1AB like blows it out the park. Like I could feel the difference drastically and hear the difference honestly. But I said this pin, it's just like it's like skinny. It's cool, but it's got buttons, so I don't have to buy buttons. I would probably have to buy 3 buttons just for the front here. It's got a launch button apparently. It's got the coin door. It's even got a bill acceptor. But this again was built for retail. This apparently looks like it was, and I think it had like 7 tables on it. So I was literally, right before I was streaming, I was literally texting him and I'm just gonna tell him, listen, new 4K solenoid toys, beacons, artwork. Luckily I have a Android, so I could literally, I love it. I could basically schedule this text. I'll set it to go off tomorrow at 12. So he doesn't get the text until 12. So if you have any Android users on here, the car solenoid. See, that's the thing, Goofy. I need to get, like I said, hopefully he pulls the trigger. I gotta see those car solenoids, man. And it's honestly something that I could just go buy 2 of them on Amazon. I have a 12 volt. It's just, I would have to actually physically put it in a cabinet. It's different. Having like an exposed solenoid on the table is different than when it's actually in the pin. Yeah, Barry. If you haven't seen that, that's feedback. Solenoids are basically, they're contact, so they will actually knock. And it gives you the feel like whenever the slingshot goes off, anytime you hit the flipper, I put my solenoids right on the wall. Like my flippers, there's a solenoid right next to the button. So when you hit the flipper button, you feel it in your hand. That's the debate between people saying, do you need surround sound feedback? Or I should say, do you need solenoids if you have surround sound feedback? I've done a couple of videos on it, Barry. You can go back on my videos. But me personally, I would not want a pinball machine without both. You need both. It's just 2 different feels. Surround sound feedback will do the job, but once you get a thump out of a solenoid, slingshots going off, it's totally different. It's a thing of beauty. That's it. So that was one thing that we got done with work. It's pretty cool actually. I have a lot going on this week. Saturday night, I shipped out. I had a customer that bought the Wii U hard drives, and I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do Wii U hard drives anymore. It's a little hard. You have to feel something playing pinball. Honestly, that's a good point. And I tell this to people all the time because there's so many people on like Facebook. They'll take this time, they'll build the virtual pinball machine, meaning they're just gonna put 2 screens and buttons. And I feel like if you do that, it's okay, you could do that. You could get the feel of it. Like, but I feel like people back out and they go, this wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting more. And if you just put screens and a computer without any feedback, you're not going to enjoy virtual pinball. I'm sorry to say, you are not. It's cool for like a day, but it's not the same. It's just not. It's one of those things that's like, okay, I'm bored. But with force feedback, it's a game changer. I have in my hands, I went out Saturday. I got a Nintendo Switch for somebody. Mod that. But the customer, very unique request on it. I'll make a couple of videos on it. He's sending me a 1 terabyte micro SD card. And I gave him a heads up because he sent me a link. He sent me an Amazon link for a 1 terabyte SD card. It was like $25. And I told him, I was like, dude, red flag all day. You cannot do these cheap, no name brand SD cards. I was like, think about it, 1 terabyte for $25? No. Like, that should be just an automatic, like, nope. Don't even look at it. So I think he spent like $140 on a 1 terabyte micro SD card for his Nintendo Switch. He wants me to do a couple of things. So I got to do Amiibo mod on it. Android. There's a lot going on that Nintendo Switch. That's true, Goofy. It is night and day. It is. I might have to, like I said, I'm waiting for somebody. Like I said, I don't want to just buy 2 car solenoids and put it on my workbench and go, oh, it worked. Like I can't do that. I need it where it's in a pin, lined up how I build, put the TV on, put the glass on, and then play it, and then hear it. That's the only way I could think of it. I could even show if Barry's still here. I'll probably load up on Instagram. I have a stories of my V-pin, and you'll see, like, you could see how I test benched it. We got one thing down. The pinball machine is down. I have another guy out by me in New York. He has, again, I mentioned this like 2 days ago. He's got the Ag Games Legends pin. He's been talking to me for like months, and it's cool. Like, it's fine. You could talk to me for months. I'll answer back. Like I tell people, like I'll answer all day. You could ask me questions all day. I'm down. I'll answer and all that. So 2 months back, he was looking at a V pin, and then all of a sudden he bought an Ag Games on his own. I said that's cool. Then he asked me for help on wiring, so I helped a little bit. He wants to get rid of the Ag Games, and it's crazy because he even bought artwork. He bought like artwork for the Ag Games. He just installed it. Didn't like message me for like a week, and then all of a sudden he hits me like 2 days ago, and he's like, "Oh, I want a bigger cabinet, but I'm in an apartment and I don't have too much room. How much is it going to be if you make a build? I just need the wood cut." And I was like, dude, I'm down to do it. But I was like, because he doesn't know if he wants a 32-inch playfield or a 43-inch playfield. He has a PC. He's like, I have everything. I got all the toys. I just need somebody to make the wood. So I give him a price on that. And then all of a sudden it turned into, okay, will you also like do the wiring? Will you also do like the programming? Will you also like, and I'm like, so I told him, I was like, you need a whole build. And he's like, Vic, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price? I said, dude, you got it. Like, again, he's stuck between a 32-inch cabinet and a 43-inch. I'm like, I need to build the cabinet. I build my cabinets around the monitors. So if you get a 43-inch monitor, like I was doing it, I did it 2 days ago. I won't do it again. My 50-inch pin, it's 44 inches long as the TV. The TV is 44 inches long, and it's like 24.5 inches wide. My pinball machine is 25 inches. The wood I cut is 25 inches, so there's half of an inch of play. So I build around the actual cabinet. Barry, the pricing, honestly, it's a good question. Pricing is, for V pins, it's totally different from like an arcade build. V pins, I basically counted it now. I think the minimum you're looking at least around $4,000. And when I say minimum, and I did a quote last week for somebody, that's my 50-inch. So it's a 50-inch cabinet, 3 screens, so the 50-inch playfield, 32-inch back glass, 20 or 22-inch DMD, the legs, and all I included with that for $4,000 is the surround sound feedback. That is it. KLZ board and surround sound feedback. There is nothing else. There's no toys. Once you get into solenoids and all that, that changed. All the V-Pin videos that you see on my channel, the Simpsons one that I sold to Jared, the Disney one, those all sold for $7,500. Those are, I call them limited editions. That's like the top. The only thing that's missing out of those, like George didn't want the shaker motor. I haven't really dabbed into the addressable LED part of it, but those sell for $7,500. I can't do it for less. Wiring and all that alone, it's insane. Goofy with the suggestion on cheap solenoid. So when I was first building my cabinet, my Simpsons one, I was looking at cheap, and that's my motto now. Honestly, cheap is cheap. You get what you pay for. Cheap is cheap. I was looking at those blue. It was like a blue solenoid that like had a spring, and it would just like. I was like, you know what? I'm not. If I'm gonna spend my time wiring, I can't go cheap. There's no point in going cheap. It's impossible. Barry with the question for the arcade builds. Okay, cool. So not bad. Again, if you're talking before when I was using Game Room Solutions, and I'll still use Game Room Solutions if I have a customer that needs one fast. And right now, I think I'm clocked. When you see the Neo Geo cabinet build, that shit should have been done 2 weeks ago. Eric knows the deal with my fucking eBay China button mishap. Again, eBay screwing me up. Neo Geo would have been done 2 weeks ago. I sold Game Room Solutions cabinets with a Pandora's box. That is the minimum. That's like the lowest option. A 32-inch cabinet, Pandora's box build, and I always did dedicated 4-way. Those sold for $2,200. Up it to a Raspberry Pi, I would sell those for $2,400. Hyperspin builds start at around $3,800 and could reach up to, I'm talking like $9,000. And you're gonna see the cabinet that's coming up that I just posted on my stories, the 4-player Hyperspin cabinet that I got, that's gonna be on mine. If I was to sell it, that's I'm not gonna say easy, but you're talking at least $9,000. And I'm planning to go all out. Eric knows I'm gonna most likely, I'm taking it step by step, but the 4-player cabinet I'm doing, I'm gonna get 2 Guitar Hero guitars. I do want to get gun for IRs. The 4-player cabinet coming soon with the 50-inch screen is gonna be blown out of proportion. I'm going nuts with it. I'm definitely going hard with that one. But like the Nintendo Switch cabinet, right? The big thing with like Game Room Solutions and the reason why it was $2,200, the cabinet alone on Game Room Solutions side was $1,000. And granted, $1,000 gave me artwork, it gave me buttons, it gave me almost everything. I would say, yeah, it gave me everything minus the TV. And like the audio, I didn't buy their speakers, I buy like the Logitechs. $1,000 though for MDF now, I understand. I've been paying Ryan's car off basically. So my plan is to just keep using my CNC. I use laminated birch on my cabinet, so it's not MDF, it's not cheap stuff, it's not gonna fall apart. If it gets wet, nothing's gonna really happen to it. Me building my own cabinets, I'm happy because I use Gulf Coast decals, and their artwork is beautiful. All the cabinets, like here, these two right here, the glossiness to it, it's a game changer. The Nintendo Switch cabinet, if I sold it right now without the Switch, I would probably sell it for minimum at least $2,100. I would sell that. Now you might say, oh Vic, $2,200 was a Pandora's box build. I've gotten so many customers, I'm not gonna lower the price. Granted though, I'm saving, when it comes to the wood side of it, wood alone, just the wood alone, Nintendo Switch, and that's also what I realized when I'm doing my next cabinet. I'm gonna show it to you later on. The Nintendo Switch is a fully built, meaning I have a back door on the Nintendo Switch, so it's enclosed. It's got 4 walls. If I have to do the back door, which obviously you have to, you're looking at 3 sheets of 4x8, and I pay now. The laminated birch costs me $130 per sheet. So you're looking at $400 alone in wood. Then I gotta cut it. So I gotta run the CNC. I have to do it took me about 3 days. No, it took me 2 days to cut, and then 1 day to put it together. But I got my electric bill, and I basically determined it cost me $120 to cut 1 cabinet. So let's just say we're at $500. I have to go to Home Depot and I get the 1x2. Those aren't expensive. Screws. I have a nailer. So again, I build my cabinets like real arcade cabinets with the battens. So figure like $600 in parts alone, like just the hardware and to run it and all that. Then you got to add the artwork and all that, encoders, buttons. So at least figure with a laminated birch cabinet, I would probably do a Pandora's box build for $2,100. If I was selling this Nintendo Switch cabinet as is right now with the modded Switch, and again, the big thing about it's not a big thing, but it's about $50. I have the HDMI splitter, so it goes to the TV and then my stream. And what else do I have in that? HDMI. It's stream ready. I would sell this Nintendo Switch cabinet for, I would say, $3,000. I wouldn't take anything less, and that's including the Switch. I would sell it for $3,000. Oh, Barry, you have a 40 terabyte. Me too. My current Hyperspin drive right now is at 42. Let's see. We got Eric talking. Let's see. Eric, that KLZ board is $20 shipping. 35 total. I'm gonna get it. I really want to build a V-pin. Yeah. I mean, well, Eric, you should see the Instagram and all that, but I'm excited that and that again, that 4-player is staying with me. I'm basically, when I made the Switch cabinet, I mentioned that I'm gonna make 3 or 4 cabinets. Neo Geo, I can't post it online yet because there's no buttons. So Neo Geo with a Raspberry Pi, I'm gonna put that cabinet up for $2,400. I'll take $2,300, but again, the craziest thing is that the Raspberry Pis right now are just disgustingly priced. But I love a track mode. It's very simple. A track mode on the Raspberry Pi it's just simple. It's much easier. Everybody, yes, is gonna go. I don't like the Dell Optiplexes, but you could do a Dell Optiplex PC build. Now there's like Batasara with this whole. We're in a whole Facebook group, so I'm not gonna dab into Batasara. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get those Android boxes. I'm not doing that. I'd rather do PC builds. But yes, the Hyperspin build, I'm excited for it. I'm doing a 4-player deck. I'm using the wrong mouse. We could load up real quick. I'm happy I at least got the pinball thing down. I'm gonna look at, like I said, today we won't be gaming really. We're just gonna be doing some work. If Barry's still here real quick, because I see, and I'll be honest, Eric, I'm surprised you didn't do a V-pin yet. V-pin, it's just satisfying. Once you get it down, it is a satisfying machine. I play my V-pin every day. Every day I boot it up. I have a big thing where basically I say, like, I do 1 table. Now I do it 2 weeks. I play the same table for 2 weeks straight. I don't skip tables. I don't bounce around. Pinball machines are not arcade games. It's not like I have my buddies over, let's play some Metal Slug. 10 minutes later, open board, let's play some NBA Jam. 10 minutes later, V-pin. If you treat V-pin like that, you're gonna have a bad time. If you treat it like that, you're gonna have an awful time. Okay, so Barry's here. I'll show you real quick the V-pin. So again, on Instagram, I have this whole thing. I'm pretty sure, hopefully it will. Let me see if we have any audio. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, that's why I went to the headphones. Yeah, because today I was spending time playing around with Damn, I'm so mad at myself because I had this down pack before. Let's see. I know you guys can't hear anything. Hang on. What am I missing? What am I missing? Because I don't even hear the... I'm sorry. Give me a second. I spent today fixing like my audio because... Again, I couldn't... What's happening? Okay, I could hear that. You guys could hear that. Oh. Flashers. Stupid. I'm like, yo, I spent all day today making sure that I was gonna be able to get this down. So this is for Barry. Let me just see if I could. Yeah, we're okay. That was the test bench. That was my first. That's the bench. So
now we're getting a little messy.
That's 3 solenoids alone.
We got 10 of these. As of right now, we have 3. Waiting for the rest.
So again, the solenoids is what. That's the click. So that's a test bench right there.
Moment in emulation. Check this out. Z pinball wired up, working. Basically, each solenoid fires up a certain thing. Check this out. So if I do left flipper, only fires up the left. If I do the right.
So as you can see, I'm pressing the flipper. It's making that noise. You could hear it, but you could also feel it. So that's the solenoid side of it.
On the table
lower my
the flippers off.
Computer.
I'm gonna be here.
Ah, there we go. That's how I originally had it set.
Boom.
And again, there's software in the computer. You run DOF links. It tells whatever's happening in the game. It basically talks to the solenoids and it goes. That's just how in depth it is, and it's 10 solenoids that you can go out with it.
Motors and everything.
I was looking at Eric. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna open up the pin probably tomorrow or the next day. My only fear is that if I won't be able to take the wire, like I'm not gonna remove the HDMI's out of my PC. I don't know what's up with my either my internet or Instagram, just shitty. But I hope you got an idea with that, Barry. Oh, look at that. Goofy's doing a similar one. Cool. A lot of people saw my video. Tree Lane messaged me and he's like, oh, you're doing a ViewLink sit-down style. I was like, no. I was like, that's not going to be a sit-down style. Damn, I'm so surprised that either my internet's out or I got to give it a second to load. But yeah, you could definitely see everything on Instagram, Barry. But yeah. I had one, again, that was the test bench. So I had this piece of wood on my counter when I was first building the V-pin, and then it went from what you see here. Oh, here we go. I just gotta wait for everything to load. That's 10 solenoids right there, look. And I put the flashers, and that's the LEDs. That's how I started. Just to learn how wiring worked. So this right now, I just have the camera down. So again, you can see as you play the game, DOF Links sends out what LED has to go off. That's beacons. I've recorded so much, but yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you need, like I said, you need to feel like a V-pin. I respect the guys that are like just, you know, putting the TVs down on a box, but if you're not doing the feedback, you're not gonna have a good time. It's not fun that way. You're not gonna have a good time with that. Yeah, I think Instagram just ass right now. So yes, if I go real quick to my YouTube and then you look at the stories, I'm excited because I was able to sit down today and I was like, I'm gonna cut this. Like I cut the wood today, and I'm most likely gonna be doing the control panel probably tonight.
What's going on, guys? VicVP back. Game.
That's literally the second panel cut.
Finally, feeling pretty confident in the CNC machine. I have begun.
And I'll be honest, that CNC machine,
player future.
I'm already looking at different CNC machines. It's just awkward. So somebody messaged me was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, how does that even play out?" So again, I went to a local arcade. We did this already in the stream. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but whatever. And that is the exact dimensions to the T of the cabinet that I saw out in the arcade. So again, if you do, the name of the company is By King. Their artwork was very basic. And basically, you're going to be looking at this. This is what it's going to turn into right here. I hate the fact that I can't like enlarge if it's a Reddit post. Like, why can't I just enlarge it? But essentially it's this. There, I'll just load it up on Paint for you. That's it. So that, what I cut today is this. The only drastic change to mine was I didn't like this part here. I didn't like that it's just like, it's like hovering. Like I wasn't a fan of that, honestly. If this would play correctly with me, this would be great. This would be great. Let's use the Photoshop. I just didn't like how this was. Because this is just like up. It's just like, it's like added to it. No, so Goofy, that's a great point. No, so I've done, what was it? What pin did I do? George's V pin. No, was it? No, it was Jared's. Jared's? Or George's? Who's V pin? It was Jared's. Jared Simpson's pin. I bought birch from Home Depot, and I had to do that where I had to paint and prime. I bought like this primer paint, Kills, I think it was called, Kilts, from Home Depot, white. I built the cabinet. I had to paint it. I had to sand it. I had to paint it. I had to sand it. I did that shit like 3 times, and I wasted 2 days painting and sanding, and I will never do it again. Granted, yes, the birch was like $50, but the worst part with that Home Depot birch, I got really pissed. I bought 2 4x8 sheets. One of the sheets dead in the middle. Like the edges were glued perfectly, like they were glued, like how you would find it. But in the middle, all the layers came apart. It was the worst. I had to scrap it, redo it. I hated it. I will never do. I'll never do Home Depot birch ever again, and I'll never do this. I just won't. So I have a local guy. Where did the video go? We'll finish the video real quick, and then I'll show you the guy I have. That right there is laminated birch. That is straight from a lumber yard. That's why it's $130 for a 4x8 sheet. That's exactly why it's $130. So now real quick, if you see the design of this, again, I duplicated exactly what I found in the arcade. I only added this here. I added this notch here because I'm going to have the control panel sit. This way you can't really, it won't like move. I feel like the way the original design is, if that's not bolted down tight, you might have like a little bit of like sway. So I basically added a notch here. I basically took this panel here and then I dropped it down like that. So it won't move. Because again, it's just like high up. This is high. It works, but it's high. So basically, me dropping it down, yes, that means the control deck technically would drop down a little bit. But I'm going like, I think it's a 4 or 5 inch high control panel. So I should be okay. It's just weird seeing this cabinet with this one joystick and then envisioning a 4-player. But again, this panel here, my panel is going to be at least, I think it's 47 wide. And it's going to be 14 and a half deep. Again, I already got like so many, I love people see videos, like that's what's still mind-boggling to me. I'm like, people either have notifications on, but somebody messaged me was like, that looks like it's very back heavy. So if I left this and let's say I put the TV, I mean technically the TV would fall back, but the control panel, it's coming out. This right here, this ledge here is 7 inches. I'm going 14. So I feel like the control panel is going to add the weight to keep it balanced. Again, this arcade, this is just proof of concept. It works. It's there. It works. Big ass like ledge here for the feet. It works. And as you can see, it is a either stand up or you could use a stool. It's not the ViewLink sit down style. And again, from my research, this is running that right here. I have my notes. Because what's kind of cool with this, and I'm going to do it, I have my printing, I have a separate printer when I had my gym. She prints like on chloroplast, which is like a plastic kind of thing. If you look at this TV, it's really like a piece of glass in front of this TV. Because you could see like this bezel. So like you don't even see the TV brand. Like this here. By King Incorporated. So I'm going to have her do like a chloroplast thing. But what's cool is I could have her cut out like any design. So she'll cut out the TV for me. And then I don't know, I could put like Ryu shooting a Hadouken if I want. I don't know. Barry said, I'm old. I need to sit down. I mean, honestly, when I was gaming, when I game with the Switch cabinet, I have a Harbor Freight stool. Me too. What was the game we were playing? We were playing that Mayhem Breakers. And I was like, yo, my legs are hurting right now. I can't play pinball on a stool. I tried it. It's not fun. I just didn't like it. But yeah, so that's basically the design of this. That's this.
The game. Yes, that is.
I'm just excited because I basically, this is 6 inches wide here because I'm going to put a 2x4 instead of the 1x2s that I normally use.
Arcade.
And like I said, I'm already looking at a new CNC. This was great. Like it was great for hobby. It's great for what I'm doing currently, but I'll be honest, I'm getting a bunch of emails. And if I want to produce, I'm going to need a better machine. It's cool, like the machine worked, it's just the calibrating sucks on it. It's not 100% accurate, but it cut this beautifully. And it's been cutting my cabinets beautifully with minor headaches, but it cut it. It's just crazy because you could see like the outline that cut. It's a very unusual shaped cabinet. And I'm going to be putting it on casters. I'm putting all my arcades on casters, so it will be on wheels. I just have to, I might have to actually put the back on a slope, or I might have the back just barely touching the floor. Because again, I'm just worried about if the TV goes with it, but I shouldn't have to worry about that. They're heavy. I mean, the cabinets are heavy, but
the actual photos of
I was saying here, like you could see how the CNC cut. This technically, right? This right here, honestly, it is that was one sheet. That's $130 that sheet. I now have to like figure out with this odd shape, what can I get out of it to, I want to use every square inch of the piece. So I'll take a screenshot. I think it's a shift key I gotta do. I took a screenshot real quick. I'll tell you right now, because this is what really determined the depth of the control panel. So I took this piece here. I cut this. This went bye-bye. Like I cut it. And basically now this piece here, right where this ledge is, you see this piece here? It was this is 14.5 inches right here. So this edge to this edge, and I'm going to go 47 across. So that's what determined. I really wanted to do a 17-inch deep, but because of that, we got a new one. Look at this, TGFC. What's up, bud? Add bricks. I won't go that crazy. I don't think I need bricks. I don't want to do that. Again, I'll be honest, and this is the hope I have. That's why I'm going balls to the wall with this build. I have an Ultimate Console. That's my 42 terabyte PC build. I have that upstairs where my projector is. That's our living room. Like that's where we are most of the day. I have the PC already. I'm going to take that PC and I'm just going to put it in the cabinet. The arcade controls are only going to play arcade games. MAME, Tato Type X stuff. I'm not going to have like Super Nintendo on the arcade sticks. For me, I don't enjoy it. I'm not having fun playing Super Nintendo with arcade sticks. It's just, I don't like it. So luckily I have the system. But I have a big feeling that once the videos go out on this cabinet, I have a big feeling that people are going to go crazy for it. They're going to want it. It's very modern. And I'll be honest, it's the only headaches I'm dealing with right now with these cabinets, the regular arcade cabinets I'm building, is plexi cuts. Cutting plexi on a table saw is brutal. That's why I'm hoping when I get the better CNC, when I make enough, I need that thing to cut plexi. Because then I could, luckily with Gulf Coast decals, they're hooking me up with the nice vinyl, with the tufted vinyl, which is great. I love it. I have it on the Neo Geo cabinet. I have it on the Switch cabinet. Luckily, he had that option. I wouldn't even know that was a thing. So shout out to Justin to even suggesting it. But I do miss my plexi panels. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys real quick because I was in talks with this guy. He actually found me. He messaged me. I was going to buy the control panel from him. And I still talk to him. I just haven't bought anything from him yet. Let me show you real quick. Let's see if we can find it. His name was Creative Arcade Systems. And I guess you can't see it, but I saw a 4-player arcade. Nice guy. I forgot where exactly he's located. But he messaged me. I was helping him out with a couple of, I think he had a Raspberry Pi. He has an old school, he does a lot of cocktail tables. And he uses like the Game Elf. And I was like, I had a Game Elf a while ago. I'll never have it. Ian, bud, what's up? Oh, snap, Ian. I got your, well, I replied to you. I don't know if you did. You're driving. Don't look at your phone. Greetings from Australia. That's pretty cool. That's a new one. I'm going to add that to the book. It is 1:45 in the morning over here. And I got a guy in Australia driving home to me talking and blabbering. Do you use Diamond Blade to cut plexi? You know, so it's not about the blade right now. My issue is the CNC. I could use any blade I want. The issue is the CNC machine. If you look at it, if you do the research on it, the company's called Makers Made. I'm grateful for them because they're in a Facebook group. And if you go to that Facebook group, and I should have looked it up before I bought the machine, there is just hate. Because calibrate, you can see it. Look at this. This CNC machine is driven by an Arduino board with 2 motors on a beam and fucking bicycle chains. Listen, it works for what I'm doing currently. It works, but my issue. So I tried to cut plexi with this machine, and this like disc, it what's the word? It's like this is like gravity fed. Like the disc is heavy. You can see the bricks. I have 2 bricks. It needs 2 bricks like to keep it down. And it's just like when it came to the plexi and when it was cutting a circle, it wound up cutting like ovals. And it wound up like at the top of the oval was like a cut. It didn't look good. I was like, I luckily had plexi lying around. It was a test cut, and I was like, nope. I was like, I can't do it. I was gonna do originally, because again, the switch cabinet behind me is the first cabinet I built, arcade wise. That's the only one that would need arcade is the only one that needs plexi on the control panel. So I messaged Justin at Gulf Coast, and I was like, oh, I got a control panel. I was gonna do it just like the side panels. I was gonna leave it glossy, a glossy print. And all of a sudden, Justin, out of the blue, he's like, yo, you said control panel, we have this tough, like, textured vinyl. I'll do that for you. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? He sent me a picture of it, and I was like, go. Once I got it in my hands, if you see my videos, once I got it in my hands, I said, oh shit. If you guys remember a while back, I shouldn't really show you my channel part like that. I don't really care. I'm not that popular. If you go a while back, what is this? What am I? That's my history. Yes, I'm a Dr. Disrespect fan. Where is my? It open. I hate that it opens up my dashboard. If you go to a while back, I said it 4 times. You guys would find the video of that Facebook Marketplace find of the 4-player Hyperspin cabinet. And in that video, I seen the artwork that was on that. That was this one. The artwork that's on this is that textured, and I was like, oh shit. Now I understand what it is, and now at least I found the person that prints that texturized vinyl. This one though, the side, everything, all the vinyl was that textured. And Justin said to me, he's like, dude, you don't even need plexi. Because the textured, it won't wear off. I was like, dude, you got me at you don't need plexi. And I was like grateful for it. That was it. That's, like I said, my CNC, it's just like my motto that I say, you get what you pay for. If you look up that CNC, if you look up Makers Made, the machine alone, which is like the sled, not including the router is like $200. The machine alone is like $1,300. So I have a $1,300 CNC machine that right now has cut out 3 V pins and 2 arcade cabinets for $1,500. Granted, once you get the router and the wood, whatever, it's $2,000. The CNC machine that I'm looking at is the same one that Tulsa uses, which is Avid, and I'm already investing in it. Yeah, Barry, so the CNC machine has a router on it. It's running on my personal one, it's a Makita router. It's just like I said, the way the CNC machine is designed, it's not meant to cut. And honestly, it's the biggest issue when you go on Facebook. The biggest issue that people have is the accuracy on it. And granted, I'll be honest, it's not accurate. It took me a lot of and the biggest thing is calibrating. You're gonna see if you look it up, because I had a couple people message me like, "Oh, where'd you get the CNC from? Do you like it?" Like I said, I posted on Makers Made. They've actually posted my cabinets 2 times. They posted the Switch cabinet and the Disney V pin on their Instagram. People were messaging me like, "Oh my God, you have that CNC. Do you like it?" And I was like, "Get ready for a shitload of headaches, because it's headaches." This is the dude right here. Here we go. So we're going back now. Creative Arcade Systems, cool guy. he messaged me. He's like, yo, when are you gonna stop using Game Room Solutions for cabinets? Buy my cabinet. And I was like, you don't have a 32-inch cabinet. But he has a couple ideas. So this is his 4-player. If I wasn't gonna cut my panel, I was gonna buy this. Really cool guy. He does custom cuts. You could add like the trackball to it. You could add the dedicated 4-way. I already spoke to him way back before I was looking at CNCs. Look at that, Eric News. So 25K. That's for a beautiful machine. The one that Tulsa has and I'm gonna be getting is 10K. Name of the company is Avid. That's like I said. So you should have seen, dude. It was what I was getting ready to cut. My that 4-player cabinet I'm cutting now, that was supposed to be cut last week. And the biggest issue I had with it was that because it's bicycle chains, it's literally bike chains, 15-foot bike chains. I loaded the sheet, the 4x8 sheet. As I loaded it, you can't, like, you're really supposed to take off the sled. Like, that's just wasted time. So I dropped the sled to the bottom left and I basically slide it out. I loaded a new 4x8 sheet and I like bumped this sled, and the chain on top is a motor. It's literally a sprocket. Looks like a bike. It's a bike chain with like a sprocket. The chain jumped like 3 links and it fucked up everything. Like, when I tell you fucked up everything, I had to go back to square one. Like, when I first bought the machine, I had to calibrate. It's a slow machine. And calibration, no joke, it took me 3 days. And I was like, fuck my life. I wasted 3 days of my life. And as I'm calibrating, I'm cursing at myself. I'm like, I should have bought the better machine. I'm wasting my time. This is the one that Tulsa has and that I'll be getting. Is the 4x8. I don't need anything bigger because my lumber guy doesn't have anything bigger. The actual that's another reason why I like the lumber that I get. They actually give me 48.5 by 96.5. So I actually gain a half an inch on each side. So that's what in total, this one with the works, with a router that's fucking insane, it was 12 grand. It has to be legit for 12 grand. It's got to be legit. But that's a CNC. I know for a fact the reviews on this thing. But granted, honestly, the only that's not that it worries me, but you have to build this. This is something that they send you like 25 boxes, and you get to work, and you got to put each of these screws in. You got to build it from the ground up. It's like Legos. I don't mind it. I just hope that the end result is right, because like Eric said, like a $25,000-$30,000 unit, that's pre-built, and you need a forklift. And again, I'm putting that in the garage. That's the funniest shit. I'm doing it from home because I number one, right now, I am not at a level where I could go get a storefront, and I'm not at that level. There's no way that I would be. There's no way. So I run this in my garage. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you're not worried about the dust. I hold like a vacuum. That whole CNC machine that you see, this right here, there's a little hole at the bottom where the shavings go while the router's going. I'm literally sitting there with a vacuum. I remember somebody messaged me. Somebody's like, yo, you should stream the machine. You should stream you cutting the wood. I was like, that's going to be the most boring and the loudest stream, because that router is loud. I wear my headphones and I watch like YouTube videos. I don't even watch. I just listen. Just like how our buddy over there in Australia is just listening to me. I just listen. This side panel right here alone, today, it took 25 minutes to cut. And that to me honestly, bro, that's a lot of fucking time. But you can't knock it. It gave me a precise cut. And the best part with it is that I don't even have to run the. I don't have to sand anything. I don't have to go again and like clean the edges. That's the best part of a CNC is that it's a beautiful cut. I just wish it was number one faster and number two more accurate. There was so much playing. You have no idea. There's so much playing. Because not many people see it. It's like you think you put the machine up and you're like, all right, cool, go. I need a 4x4. The first cut I ever did, which was a V-pin, and I thought I had that mentality. I was like, oh, I put 4x4, go. Like, go. And I cut one V-pin side, took it off, I measured it. Dude, that shit was off by like 4 inches. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I needed like a 60, let's just say a 60-inch long. That shit cut like 55. And I was like, this isn't gonna work. I was like, how am I gonna do this? And I would do it. It was honestly, and just like what Barry says right here, it is exactly, you get what you pay for. I say it all the time, you get what you pay for. You should see me last week. I was cursing up a storm. I was so pissed. I was cursing up the same storm when I opened up the China box that I waited 2 weeks for my gold trim buttons for Neo Geo just to find out they sent me chrome. I was so pissed. I was fuming. I was so pissed. But basically, if you look up the research, and I even asked Tulsa, I asked JC, his machine is like 16 grand because he bought the vacuum. Me, standard like I do now, I'm just gonna follow it with a dry vac. I'm not gonna go out and spend 3 grand on a vacuum. You need the vacuum collection if you're gonna, like Tulsa, he's banging out those wall mounts. He probably buys like 10 sheets of 4x8 and cuts 10 sheets in an hour. He needs the vacuum. Me, I only build one at a time. That's the way it is. I had somebody message me on Instagram, and not that I don't care. Like, you can always message me on Instagram, but I hate when people get too personal. And this kid was like, don't you want to grow your business? Like, you should hire staff. And I was like, no, because they're not me. Like, me personally, I have to build every cabinet. I need my hands in every cabinet because that's what I feel. People buy my cabinets because they know that I did it, not that I got John Doe over there building it. I can't. And then I said, pay staff. I could barely pay myself. I'm going to pay staff? Then I got to go into... I was like, no. It's the same dude that messaged me. Like, I posted the CNC moving. And he goes, oh, make sure you wear a mask. I was like, all right, Mom. Got it. I don't know if he's watching. If you are watching, it's fine, bro. I respect you. I don't mind it. It's just, you know, you're trying to educate me. I'm all right. I'm all right on the education level of it. But yeah, I can't wait. So I said, if my 4-player design doesn't turn out good, I'll probably contact him. My only issue with him is, you could even see it right there, is the button spacing. I even messaged, when we were first talking, I forgot the dude's name. I think it was like Greg. When we were first messaging, I asked him, I said, dude, send me a picture of your panel, but with the buttons in it. Let me see if I can grab that text. He sent it to me and I texted him back. I said, dude, you got to fix the spacing on it. I love the way my machine cut my control panel for like the switch. I love how it cut the and it cut Neo Geo because I got it down packed. What is up? Why is it that like? Is it because of the stream maybe? My internet goes slow. If I go here, that was the biggest thing, and I spent 2 days with my CNC cutting just 8-button layouts. I love that there's just no gap on those buttons. I have a close-up right there. You see, like that, I need that. Oh, you can't see anything. Derp. Ian, bro, later, dude. Might grab the rest of the stream. Later, Ian, later, bro. Let's see. Goofy says that's Tulsa's problem. More work than his staff can handle. I think honestly, JC's trying to go into. He's trying to branch away from, not branch away, but I think he's trying to tone down on the arcade one-up side. But his main moneymaker is arcade one-up stuff. So I don't know. And I think recently he just posted that he's gonna stop. I think he's stopping production on like the monitor mounts. But real quick, just to end it, you could just see like this button layout here. That's the biggest gripe I had, was this button spacing. And like I said, when I looked at my buddies here, that's a space. That to me is carpal tunnel spacing. Yeah, look at this. So I don't even want to show it because I feel bad. I don't even want to show it to you guys, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway because he sent me this picture and I was like, dude, nope. I was like, I'm sorry, but you lost me. That is... Let's focus, please. Look at that. I hate to say it, but that is carpal tunnel. All day. That is just... And I told him, I said, dude, you have to go to Slagcoin and you got to find the arch. I didn't do that for my cabinet. I actually just sat... CNC software is a little bit different. I'll even show it to you because I'll probably load it up. We'll look at the control panel. But I was like, you got to get the arch. Playing on an arcade panel with the arch is the go-to way now. It's just, it doesn't hurt the fingers. But yeah, no, so for Goofy's comment with Tulsa, he's building those cabinets. He's building those uprights. And again, I respect JC. It's fine. Do your thing. I mean, again, if he's watching, it's cool. I'm in a phase right now in my life where I'm like, do I want to be careful with what I say or do I not give a shit? And I've honestly lived my 32 years of being careful with what I say, and I'm kind of leaning towards the I don't give a shit anymore. But in all honesty, and I wish Tulsa the best, but he posted, and I felt so bad. I messaged him. I was like, dude, you didn't get a good response on Arcade 1Up's group. Because he's selling those full-sized arcade cabinets. And he posted the price, and people ripped him. I think it was like $2,200, and people were going nuts. And I just, like, in my mind, I'm not gonna pull it up. You just do it on your own. I'm gonna say it. The design of his cabinet, it looks very similar to a competitor that he hates, that I used a lot. Let's say it like that. The design of his cabinet is very similar. That was honestly the one big thing I said to myself when I was gonna build my cabinets. I would rather duplicate a Konami cabinet, a Neo Geo I would rather duplicate that than duplicate Game Room Solutions cabinet. I don't want to do that. I don't. It's just, to me, it's like I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna take that leap and build my own cabinets, I want to build my own cabinets. Granted, somebody's gonna go in the chat and be like, "This, the Konami cabinet's not your design. That's Konami's." Or somebody's gonna say like, "This 4-player cabinet is not your design. It's by." I know it's not. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tulsa does great work. He does. Like I said, he does awesome stuff. But his main business was those monitor mounts. And I read every comment. That's like another thing. Like, I'm not going to say I'm a YouTuber. I'm grateful for the people that subscribe and follow and watch. But a lot of people always told me, like, don't read the comments. But I read every single comment. And I'll answer every single comment. I don't give a shit if it's negative. I will answer every comment. I'm going to pull up. I was going to do a separate live stream on this, but people that, there's always people that want to bring you down. There's people that are like depressed in the world, and I wish nothing but the best of them, but dude, I hate negativity, and you hit me with negativity, I'll slap it right back in your face. Where was I going with this? But, so you see, like, on Facebook groups, like, he posted the monitor mounts, and he was charging, like, what, $30? And then everybody's like, oh, I could just get a piece of wood and at $5 at Home Depot. But it's not. You could do that if you're a DIY like that. You could do it. But like I said, he was trying to sell. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. I hope he sells them. But that 22-inch, I don't even think it was a 32-inch arcade cabinet. But I know for a fact he's trying to branch into the uprights. But he wants to deliver fully built cabinets, and I'm like, that's great. He wants like plug and play. He wants like what the arcade guys are doing, and if he gets it, kudos. But in my mind, Tulsa is arcade 1-up. I'm happy that he's going his separate ways, but his following is arcade 1-up. I'm telling you, this button layout right here, the spacing on that is just perfect. I said I showed you my buddies, and I was like, oh, button layouts are a big deal. Anyway, so what I was gonna say about the negativity, right? I'm probably, let me see. I have one dude. I want to show it to you actually. Hold on. Let me cut the screen over. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to me. I had one dude, and again, I answer. That's another thing that people are shocked. People like message me on Instagram like, is this really Vic? I'm like, yeah. It's not going to be anybody else. It's me. This one dude went on for maybe 3 or 4 hours. Hating. Just brought in straight negativity. He commented on my Wii U. The modded Wii U video. I'll pull it up. Because I don't give a shit. I got that mentality like, you hit me with negativity. I hit you. Here we go. Right here, this asshole. I shouldn't even give him the day and the time. I just want to make sure. Yeah, you're fine. Oh, there you go. Goofy, you hit me that hard that I had to comment back on a video. You know what it is? Honestly, Goofy, it's fine. It was more about like, when you hit me with that, I was like, wait, seizures. I'm like, wait, is it the lighting? But then you meant the artwork. I was dying at it. So here we go. This guy, Jake Smith, right? So this is the Wii U video where I say I got 1,200 Wii games, I got 600 GameCube games, I got 120. So this guy wrote here, goes, why so many titles? You're only going to play 1 or 2% of those in your lifetime. That wasn't negative. Like, that's cool. Like, fine. You have your opinion. That's great. So I hit him with, it's the complete library. Many people want complete ROM sets. GameCube and Wii U has many games that are amazing, well over 2%. Like, I don't know why he mentioned 2%, but he goes down into this. He goes, I get the compulsive to have everything, but that don't mean you're going to play over 2% of them. Besides, one needs to fight against compulsive. It's never good for anyone. Dude, I was reading that. I was like, what? Compulsive? Like, and he hit me with the 2% again. So I said, listen, 2% of 600 GameCube games is 12 games. I know well over 100 games. And I'll have to read it more. Look, that's when you know I get kind of heated. If my reply is more than like a paragraph, you know I'm heated. So, able to relieve childhood. That's fine that you're not a fan of having all the games, but majority of my customers want complete ROM sets. It's a proven fact. If you don't want a complete ROM set, then just download the games you want and play them. And I'm like, what do you want from me? Just play them. I'm gonna keep going on. I'm reading the chat. I wrote, you're probably looking at modding a Wii to have found my video, I'm assuming. So you want to mod a system that plays games. It's fine if you only want to play 12 games. Me personally, I stream and play all the games and full playthroughs, as I don't have many of these. I didn't have many of the titles growing up, which is facts. So he goes, 105, maybe I'll believe you. 100 GameCube games, 5. That's like, who says that 5? You're going to doubt 5? So off the bat, I'm a big Mario fan. I hit him. The Mario Parties alone are 5 games. Mario Sunshine, Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York, the WWF series that was Day of Reckoning 1, Day of Reckoning 2, WrestleMania. Like, Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros. There's just, that's it. I wrote to like, come on, bro. And I'm not making fun of you or disagreeing. I'm just saying everyone has their own preferences. I respect your comments and what you're saying, but no need to be negative. Like, I hate negativity. I can't stand it. My wife's a social worker and she knows I hate negativity. That's true. The Goofy has a point that it is true. You have so many games that you'll never play in your lifetime, but it's also satisfying knowing that you could one day sit back and you never know. Whenever you retire, you could just probably hang out. All right, so here we go. He goes, really, you play 5 Mario Party games. Sorry, I thought you have a life. Never mind. And I was like, what the? I was like, what do you have against Mario Party? Mario Party is, to me, that was growing up. I have a brother and a sister. Mario Party on the N64, we played that every day because it was the only 3-player game that we would actually be able to play together. I wrote, I guess you never played Mario Party with friends. Never mind. You hit me with like one of those smirks and I'll hit it right back. Never mind. So he goes, I never Mario Party because I have a life. Like, what do you have against Mario Party, bro? Like, just... And it's just like that. Like, when I see that, I'm like, okay, this guy might maybe he's got more going on. And I wrote that. I said, okay, bud, you can have a life like everyone else. But damn, you're really depressing and negative. Like, I hate depressing and negative. I can't stand it. I never understand why people like you comment straight. Did he actually reply back? Oh, I never saw this. It's edited. Oh, we're going to have to see this. This is live. We're going to see this. I didn't see this. I didn't get the notification for this. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to reply back. He's going to think that he won. I didn't see that. That's true. Barry says some people like to stir shit up, and that's definitely true. I never understood why people like you comment straight negative stuff as I've made the video to please you. Again, but I ain't hating or anything, but you came in negative, so I'm giving you the same exact energy you gave me. I engage and comment on all my comments, whether it's negative or not. I just can't figure out why you decided negativity today. I didn't see this. We're going to see this right now. I'm sorry that you don't have a life. That's no reason to blame me. You should consider blaming yourself. And if you cannot take criticism, negative or positive, maybe you should close your little YouTube channel. I don't think you are grown up enough for it. There you go. There you go. I didn't see that. I did not see that. I love when it says edited. So he probably wrote something and then edited it. Yes, people live for the drama. It is true. Damn. It's just, it didn't start negative, but he made it negative. That's how I feel. I feel like my response was very easy. It's a complete library. Many people want ROM sets, and then boom. Like, just, I don't know why people do it. Why deal with it? I didn't see this. I'm gonna have to come up with a comeback because I ain't gonna let him win on that. He probably subscribed to me. I was honestly gonna write one time. I was gonna be like, yo, you commenting, you're giving me more views, so thank you, but I didn't want to really comment like that. But yeah, as you can see, that is... It's fun. I mean, Goofy goes, I like messing with the drama queens. It's just weird. It's like, why? I wrote there, I was like, I wanted to... I really comment to find out, like, why. I wrote there, why you woke up and decided negativity today. Like, why? I don't get it. Why be negative? I can't figure it out. I can't stand it. It makes no sense. And then I usually do the same thing where I'll click here. Oh, you got 7 subscribers. We got no video. You got nothing. You got no videos. You got nothing. And you joined a couple about on 2020. That's great. Awesome. Great. I think that's it. I don't know. I hate that. I just don't. I'm the type of person where I'm like, don't be negative. If you ain't got anything positive to say, then keep it to yourself because nobody gives a shit. But I'll comment all day. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, I did not see that. I gotta check out my YouTube app because the YouTube app on the phones, it misses all the comments. Even I have like the YouTube Studio app that shows me like, what is it, like graphs and stuff. Damn, I did not see that comment. That kind of pisses me off. He thinks he won. So Ian before. Ian has a point. I'm gonna. He's not here now. He left. But can I see it quickly? Yeah, here we go. This is when I saw Ian in the chat. I was like, oh shit. He goes, looking forward to this one. The Japanese-style Viewlings clone cabinets are such a good option, space-saving, but with massive screens. That's honestly what I'm getting a lot of in New York. People want massive screens, and it's weird because nobody wants to pay for the 32-inch cabinets, and I don't like, you know, you buying a bigger TV, it's gonna cost more, obviously. But yes, I posted a comment some months back about the iPack. I've only experienced the iPack once, which was that marketplace find. Let's see. Knowing you're not a fan and have to update you with something I found out recently. There is a firmware for iPack that actually allows for mixed encoding. I wasn't sure exactly what he means by this. There's a firmware for iPack that actually allows for mixed encoding. So D input for stick and action buttons, and keyboard encoding for your menu and service buttons, all on the same PCB. You gotta look at this. I no longer need any keyboards at all. But isn't that what an iPack is? An iPack... doesn't an iPack have keyboard inputs? I mean, I haven't looked at an iPack in a while. Am I gonna pick on the wrong thing right now? Science. Ultimar. I mean, is there something that I'm missing? He's saying like D input. Almost like as if it's like a swap that I have on the Nintendo Switch cabinet. Did they make like a new rendition of the iPack? iPack 4. All firmware. Oh, here we go. This is what he's talking about. All firmware now supports the multi-mode operation, which enables switching to dual game controller mode or dual X input mode. Check the multi-mode tab on the product pages. The multi-mode. He said on the product pages. Oh, multi-mode. Traditional iPad keyboard mode unaffected. This is still default. Device mode can also be switched to dual direct game controller or dual X input. Interesting. These modes appear as entirely different USB devices, so there is no mixed device confusion. Select mode is maintained after power off. This is interesting. Modes can be switched by pressing start and holding this. Player 1 and player 1 button 1 through 5. Holy shit. Modes can also be switched by loading an appropriate config file. Damn. Holding player 1 start buttons 1 through 5. Oh, that's a little rough. Look at that. I didn't know that. That's a smart suggestion. Pin comment you don't like and your subscribers will deal with it. That's funny. This is kind of interesting. Ian with the interesting. I'm just trying to think. This is saying buttons 1 through 5. You might have to put your whole palm. You gotta hold player 1 start with the left hand, then you gotta palm the entire deck. And you have to do that for each player. Or no? Am I not reading that right? Start 1, player 1. What's happening? This is mode 1, I guess? No. Mode 2, mode 3. D input and X input. Oh, wow. I wonder then if you need Xbox X360 CE for this then. That's interesting. Does anybody have an iPad here and has tested this? Wow. Left rear, so it's L2, L1? You have to wire this correctly though. That means, this is just the fact of no plug and play. People would wire this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to wire this 1, 2, 3, 4. For this layout, it's usually L1. What do I have on my deck? I have L1, R1 first, like on the Switch. That's this. So you have to wire 1, 2, 7, 3, 4, 8. If you have an 8-button layout, you got to do 1, 2, 5, 7, 3, 4, 6, 8. Wow. Sounds like it needs to keep. Oh, Ian, there you go, bro. Ian, do you have this? Do you actually have this like set up? They are switchable. X input, keyboard, or mix of D input. No, I see that. Listen, I see it now. This is. It's just the way I'm reading this. You have to have the deck wired right. Let me know if you have it, Ian. I'll wait for you. It's definitely a major plus. That's an eye-opener. I was literally like, Ian, I wasn't sure if you were gonna come back, but I was gonna text you. I was gonna message you back on your message, and I'm like, oh, I'm reading this, and I'm mind blown by it. Now, what's this? A, B. You would now have to put. Oh, you don't even need it. You could do start plus right. It's interesting. Mode 1 is keyboard. Mode 2, D input, X input, preset. Oh, you could user set. Interesting. Very interesting. Automatic mode switching. This is intended for use when app is used. If a keyboard only is downloaded in the port is currently in gamepad mode, it will switch to keyboard. Oh, that you probably got to do that. That's not too bad. The automatic switch. Interesting. Switch 1, I see it. And then I would assume you have to do the same thing for. Damn, actually, doing. I mean, me personally, I would set up X360 CE for the 4 players. The cool bit is the multi-mode. Much simpler than the website suggests. I'm just trying to understand, Ian, if you have this. But now I reread it, you could user set these. So it doesn't matter what you wire it as. It's interesting. But I would really want somebody to test it on like a PC game. Like, from what I'm understanding is that you don't need X360CE to run this. This would recognize the X input. So if you run this in Mortal Kombat 11, does it read it? I mean, again, my hyperspins are always set with X360, so to me it's not a big deal. And then whenever I make hyperspin builds, I basically make a default or a master X360CE file, and then I just copy and paste it. That's what I'm excited to show off. Is I have the PC games wheel on my hyperspin. I totally fixed it. So I have PC games that it's called PC Arcade. Those are all PC games that could play with the arcade sticks, and then I have regular PC games. So games like God of War or I don't know, Resident Evil, you have to play with the 360 controller. So that's under PC games. This is interesting. It's really not a bad price either. $65. It's not too bad. I might have to look at this for the 4-player cabinet. But then they have another one that I could put like the I'm looking at doing a trackball too on mine. So what would I need on that? I need this. Damn. Look at all the pins on that shit. Jesus Christ. That can't be. I had the... Oh no, it was probably an add-on though. I'm trying to remember when I had that 4-player cabinet that I got from for I think it did. It had an extension for like the trackball. But it was all built into one. Do they not make that anymore? Like this doesn't have the... Right? Am I thinking wrong? I'm about to load up my video. iPac 4. I'm assuming that Ian already had the iPac and then he basically just downloaded the firmware. It's very interesting. I wouldn't even notice that. So shout out to Ian for pointing that out. It's very cool. It's definitely but like I said, I gotta know if this works with like PC games. Can you have this and launch Mortal Kombat? That's probably my... The only reason I bring up Mortal Kombat is because on X360CE you need a specific X input file. And I think it's like 2 of them. Like X input 1_3 or whatever. And like another one. So I would want to definitely know if If that works. The automatic mode is definitely a game changer on it. Why am I going crazy with this iPad? I definitely seen the one that I had in my hands. It had the trackball and the spinner. I'm gonna have to look up the I never seen this. Oh shit, I'm gonna probably buy this now. The biggest worry I had with trackball was cutting the plate for it. And apparently with this you don't even... Interesting. With no plate. That's interesting stuff. Goofy. Later, dude. Sorry I didn't see this. That's it. Just a couple people just hanging out, watching. Interesting. And then we have Eric the King over there. Eric with the light gun stuff. I even saw somebody commented about that AE thing today. Like about the AE guns. What do we got? I mean, ever since I had that Jolt in my hand, there is no light gun that can compare with the recoil. Okay, alright, we got that down. Honestly, real quick, I have to find another all-in-one PC now. Because I know the guy I bought it from, he's not gonna... Apparently he doesn't even have one, but that shit annoyed me when I got that in the mail today. And tomorrow I'm gonna have to probably... I gotta message Paradise Arcade because I didn't get a shipping notification yet. I just need my Neo Geo buttons. Like, send help, I need my Neo Geo buttons. That's all I need. Somebody send me the Neo Geo buttons, that's it. I usually look up the Elite ones, but this is 2 terabytes. 8 gigs, was that? I was running 8 gigs on mine. Oh my god, it was an Intel Pentium, Jesus Christ. At least an i5. I have to include Office that I'll never use. $350. No. What's the size of this? 19-inch? No. I was looking at a 23-inch. Windows 11 Dell. $240. This ain't too bad. Oh, but it's expensive. $700. Shit. It looked like a nice one, but it's expensive. Dell Optiplex. I looked at this, I thought it was like a widescreen. 23-inch i5. It's not running an SSD though. Oh, non-touch. At least that one's said in the description. $749. I might even have to look at. I think I saw one on Amazon, but it's kind of expensive. 8 gigs, 256, 128. No stand. That's not a bad price. I mean, I could always just upgrade the SSD in it. That's what I always get. I always get Elite ones. Like, Intel Cerion, Jesus Christ. i5, 256. See, this sucks. There's no details on this. Nothing. There's like no specs. i5, is it how many gigs of RAM? It's an i5 8 gig, 240, no stand. At least this one shows legit pictures. Oh wow, and it's got a vertical to horizontal flip. Shit. Ugh, non-touch. Jesus Christ. That blows my mind. Again, I've always known all-in-one's a touchscreen. This is the one I got in the mail. I mean, side blemishes is nothing, but is it like the screen is dented? I was so pissed. I unboxed that thing. And it's running Windows 11, but I gotta downgrade it. It said it's touchscreen. It is the question one. I haven't upgraded to Windows 11. See, this guy knows how to sell. You always gotta look at the rear. I mean, a standalone has like that one random gash in it, but it's really not a deal breaker. Minor scratches, but it's not awful. Right? Did it not have a stand scratch? I'm gonna have to watch this one. It's not a bad price, but it's not running an SSD, but it's not a bad price. $256. Like, now I know. Anyone that I'm messaging for an all-in-one, I gotta ask them if it's a touchscreen. Damn, there's a 4K one. Elite 1. i5. Gen 1. That's not... I don't think that looks like a Gen 1. Damn, this was not even opened. i5, 8 gigs, 500. Oh, non-touch. What the fuck? I said I'm gonna have to wind up just messaging people and asking them, hey, does this have a touchscreen on it? I would never have guessed that that's a thing to even ask. This looks like the original one I had. Like my first ever one. No. Look, that's what it is. This guy wrote here touchscreen. The other ones he didn't. Is this the same seller? Nope. I can't believe it. I would never have guessed it. I'll continue my search tomorrow. I won't bore you guys with this. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope pretty fun day today. We had a lot of action, a lot of comments. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I appreciate the comments. And hope you guys have a good night. I am out. Bye, guys. Good night, guys.